Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene, and Rocket. We are at Joe's counseling office. He has missed 3 entire weeks. 3 weeks ago, we were here on a Monday. He comes Mondays and Thursdays, and they had canceled, but we didn't know, and so that was sad. And then that Thursday, it had snowed a little bit, and they wanted to do just virtual. And Joe's not into that, and I wouldn't be either, and he would have had to just sit at my computer, and so he skipped that. And then the next 2 weeks after that, it was because he was sick. And he still doesn't feel good. He kind of didn't want to come here today, but it wasn't so much about his cough, it's just his back really hurts from 2 falls that he's taken in the apartment. And I think it was just starting to get easy to not come here. So I told him, let's please go. You know, it's only an hour. I'll drive and you can just relax in the car and we'll get Rocket out. So he came. He was a trooper. And Thursday we're going to be very busy. He has an appointment with the heart specialist in Memphis in the morning, and then here for counseling in the afternoon. And I'm hoping that we can do both without any issues. But we should be able to if all goes well. Huh, Rocket? I have... Oh, the people are gone. Let me put his windows down. Go look out your side. And you got your nice bed. He's got his car bed. Bed that Chloe's mom gave him. And we leave it in the car, and when I'm waiting in the car for Joe, he likes to lay in the bed. But right now it's in the sun, so I think he's a little hot. It's a nice day. What's the temp? It is 67. I like that. That would be nice year-round for me. Do you want to tell everybody where you went yesterday? Huh? You can come and sit on Mommy if you want. We took him to the Hernando Dog Park. We've been there before, but we don't go enough. I don't know why. I think it's because it's always either too hot or too cold. There's very few good days. But we went yesterday because I really needed to get out, and I know Joe needed to also. And I knew he'd like to do something for Rocket, so when I asked him if he'd like to go to the dog park, he said yes, and we went. And at first we were all alone, but I walked around the park with Rocket, and we were hoping some dogs would come. Rocket likes all the dogs, and holy shit, a dog came with 2 women, a Great Dane, a huge Great Dane. It honestly sounded like a horse running, and you know, they were like, oh, is he gonna be okay with this big dog? And Joe's like, oh yeah, he likes all dogs. So he had so much fun with that Great Dane. The Great Dane would run right up to him and then just like run around him or practically jump over him. And Rocket, sorry, still coughing a little bit. And Rocket would just, you know, just run after him, and they would sniff each other. And it was just so cute, so cute. It was so worth going out. And then another woman came with a big dog too, but not as tall as this Great Dane. So Rocket got to play with them, and it was a nice hour. We spent an hour there with those other dogs, and so I want to go more often. So you got to be outside, huh? You got to see some doggies. Oh, at one point, though, he just wanted to sit on the bench with us and just watch those other 2 dogs run around, but he would cry the whole time. He does this little cry when he sees dogs, if he can't be with them. We're like, you can go play with them, you know? You're silly boy. Oh, you're a silly, silly boy. And then every morning, what do? We get up and we go feed the birdies, right? You like that? I just go outside and put bread out everywhere, and I love to feed the birds. I just wish Joe likes it dark in the living room to watch TV, because, and I get it, the blinds, if they're open at all, there's a glare, hits the TV, so he can't really see anything. Oh my God, you're breathing right on me, huh? It's a good thing I love you. And I don't like dungeon dark rooms. I'm one who likes to watch TV with lamps at night, lights. I need light. Not a ceiling light, though. That's against the law. But since the living room is our bedroom, you know, Joe spends a lot of time there when he's sick, and he's a napper anyway. But what was my whole point? What was my point of this very boring story? Anyway, I just feel like I'm trapped in a cave, even though I'm a cave girl, carnivore cave girl. So I like to be in daylight, and instead of opening blinds and Joe can't watch TV, it's like, let's get out and take a ride, which is very, very easy to get him to do. He is like my father in that aspect. He just loves to be out. So I was trying to encourage him here because he's just feeling like shit still, and he's just, you know, he's discouraged, he's depressed, he knows his health is, you know, just not great, and his balance, and, you know, he got a walker. You think he's going to use it? No. Doesn't take it anywhere. He needs a CPAP machine, but I'm not pushing it because I know he's not going to wear it. He just doesn't. He doesn't do things. He doesn't follow through. And I'm like that too. If I don't like something or care for something, but I know better than to say, yes, I want that, and yes, I want this. No, I'm just like, no, I don't want that, because I'm never going to use it. I'll use it for a month, and that's it. I did a CPAP twice for a length of time, a couple of years each time, and it just gets to the point that it is so, just such a pain in the ass. But when I went carnivore, I stopped snoring. So, and I know people say, oh, well, it's because you lost weight. No, I was at my smallest when I realized I was snoring, and had I did a sleep study way back then, but back then when I was in my 20s, you went during the day. Now they figured out, no, we should do this at night when that person can actually fall asleep. But I mean, I was bad off. I used to wake up choking, like waking myself up by not breathing, and that's when I weighed like 135 pounds, you know. So I've learned through all my reading up on carnivore and all the different things that it's more of a thyroid issue than a weight issue, sleep apnea. So I'm pretty sure my thyroid was fucked up, and I think that 8 years plus of carnivore healed that, especially when I added the high fat. When I went high fat, it just was so different. It was a whole new world. What else can I talk about? Go visit my eBay. I have some auctions up. I cut a panel last night. If you haven't seen that video, you can go watch it. And the panels are on eBay. I only had 3. I only sold 1 overnight. And then I put the 18 blocks that I cut, and I did drag my feet about cutting that panel because I thought it's just not going to come out good because there's going to be a lot of white space and stuff. But I ended up cutting 6.5-inch squares. You'll hear in the video I was aiming for 7, thinking that would be good, but I'm glad I went 6.5 because it gave me the wiggle room I needed to cut, and I was able to cut 18, and they came out so good. They're like my favorite blocks. Now, there was other panels. I mean, I've cut a lot of panels. I know I had some really nice blocks out of some of those panels, but these came out so good, and they're on eBay. It started at a penny. I think they were already up to like $15 just for that set of 18 6.5-inch squares. But they are really, really cool. And at the time I'm talking to you, there's still 2 panels. So if you want to go check out the video and check out eBay, please look at my scrap packs. I will have a link in the description for the panel and stuff, and the auction, and I'll also put one that takes you to the category of scrap packs. Now, I have a lot of categories, and there's a lot of cool stuff, but I just love scrap packs so much. And I want to do more scrap pack videos, but I don't want to break into any of the packs that I'm selling. So I'm thinking I'm just going to try to do some scrappy stuff, or maybe I can just pull one scrap pack out. I'm going to have a lot of quilt tops on the way, and I'm still going to do Christmas. Last year I did Christmas from April through September. Yeah, I did 6 months, and I did 2 blocks per month. I don't think I want to do the 2 blocks per month, but I would love to do a Christmas strip quilt, and I could cut the kits for that. And this would be just sewing strips together, not piecing the strips like I'm doing in the strip quilt that I have going on right now. So that I can do. I mean, I have over 100 Christmas prints, but I could put a couple of different kits together, different prints. Maybe one more youthful, maybe one not so not so juvenile. And I would like to work with Joe on that. It doesn't sound like much, but it's really helpful. As I used to have Skylar do this. I would cut the folded fabric, and she would pull that away from me, and she would make the stacks. And it's surprising how much time I save by not having to cut and then stack myself. I don't know. I could certainly get Joe to sit and do that with me for a little bit. And anyway, he is back to sorting fabric, but again, his back is what's bothering him from his falls. And I wish that he would at least use the walker when he gets up at night, because he tends to fall backwards and he'll hit floor lamps, or he'll hit the one that really hurt him is he hit right on the corner of a wall, like kind of like slid down there. His whole body just hit like that. And we didn't have that checked. He's like, I wonder if I have some cracked ribs. I'm like, I don't know. Use your walker. But he could still fall back with a walker. What else can I talk about? Let me just stop and think for a minute. Constantly having to blow my nose. And my ear is getting messed up. That's the part I hate. That usually lasts for a whole month after I feel good. I still will have that congestion in my ear. I don't know if I have very much else to say, and I do have my crocheting here, and I want to Rocket, that would be the best stroller for you. I'm trying to manifest a stroller for Rocket to appear at the dumpster. I picked up, I don't know even what it is. It's like a baby, like maybe bouncer thing. You lay a baby in it. It's not like a bouncer on bouncy cords. You lay a baby in. I guess you can, use your foot like in the olden days and just tap. So I got that, and initially he didn't want to go in it, but I have it in the living room. There's no way he's going in that when there's the bed there and Daddy in his chair. He's going to be with Daddy. So I'm going to put it next to where I work. And but again, if Joe's around, Rocket is with his dad. I wanted to see if I could get him to lay in that. He might like that. And if not, I'm going to put it on Marketplace or something, because we find so many things. So now I would like a stroller, because I told Joe he's got to get better. We both have to get better, because this is the time of year that I would like to go to flea markets, yard sales. I've never done yard sales here, but I'm sure there's some Facebook pages where they promote yard sales, and I'd like to get up, and I've been getting up early. I feel like it's late if I'm up at 5. I kind of like to get up at 4 now, because I haven't been going out at night, so I can go to bed at 7:30. I just love it. I love waking up early, and it's still dark out, and then I can work on crochet. That's usually when I work on crochet at home, because I have to, finish putting things together, and I do that part at home. I don't want to take like whole Afghans with me to an AA meeting. So it's either meetings or waiting like here, and then in the morning at home. So this morning I got up at only 8:45. I was so sad. So I didn't get to crochet. I had to get right to my desk, my office desk, and work. So, but it's all good. Anyway, I would like to start going to some yard sales and just looking for things that we could flip. Joe is good at stuff like that. I wish we had a nice storage shed that we could put things in, but I just thought it would be fun. I would love to redo some furniture things, or I like to do things like take an old wooden chair. I see that often. And you cut a hole in the chair and you put a pot with a plant, and that just becomes a garden ornamental chair thing. Or just other containers and stuff. I would love to be doing this, and that's the only reason I would love a house. I would like a house set back a little bit on a fairly busy road where I could set shit up and I could do gardening and I could sell some tomatoes. You know, I just love to do gardening. I just don't eat vegetables anymore. Joe would like some tomatoes, and Derek and Skylar would like some tomatoes. But that's just all dream on, because I have no interest in being a homeowner. And Joe's like, well, I can do a lot of stuff. I can't rely on him. Sometimes he's just not well enough to do stuff. And I never want to buy a home assuming there's going to be a man involved, because we know things can happen. We could break up again. I mean, we just never know. Now, if he hears me say this, he'll think that means I have that in my head. But no, I have no interest in being apart from Joe again. But we don't know. We don't know what can happen, right? We just don't. Even his health, just his health. Or my health, you know. I'm going to be 65 this year. We never know what's going to happen to me. He worries about that because I'm 6 years older. He's like, so worried that you're going to die, and what will I do? I'll be so alone, and I'll be so sad and so miserable. And it's like, you know, don't worry, you'll die first. You know, it's like, but I worry about it too. But I would rather him not lose me. I know he would be, his world would be just turned upside down, and he wouldn't take care of himself. He would not live long. And I know some people say, oh, don't talk like that, don't think that way. I never understand when people say don't talk like that or don't think about that. The second we're conceived, our journey is toward death. That's the journey. We're dying. We're dying, all of us. Everyone you know is going to die. People don't like it. People just don't like it when I say that, and then I laugh about it. I don't know. I have no clue. To me, that's all we're here for. Waiting for our turn to die. And even Rocket will die. And I know Joe is, I don't know how he'll handle that. I just don't. Assuming that Rocket dies first. I worry about everybody else and how they're going to handle death. I'm actually pretty good with handling death because it's all I've thought about since I was a child. Thinking it's a cruel world, but we have to accept the fact that we're dying. I'm curious to know what the comments are going to say about all this. A little tidbit, and it's not because it's just a bunch of this going on right now, but there was a bunch, you know, even a long time ago. I have certain people who like to do videos about me. I have absolutely no interest in knowing about that. There's nothing I can do about it. I don't care if they love me or hate me. I'm not watching. I don't look. I don't let any comments through that talk about me being, you know, ridiculed in a video, or something being reviewed, or that's not reaction, that's the word I wanted. Doesn't matter to me at all. And you know, some people of course love to say when somebody's making me look like a fucking asshole in a video. And yes, they use clips of mine, they use my image on thumbnails, and you know, whatever. I just don't need to know about it. It's not that I don't like that they're doing that. If they would bring me millions of views, fine. Put me all over the place. But I just want to let you know that I do delete the comments as soon as I know, oh, I just watched, boom. I don't even read anymore. I just delete it, because I don't need that to play head games with me. I'm pretty good about not worrying about stuff like that, but when you read a lot of that, it can start to mess with your head. And I just want everybody to do what they want. They can do what they want for videos, just like I like to do what I want for videos. I just don't need to know about it, especially if you're going to tell me bad things that they said or whatever. Who needs to fucking hear that shit? Not me. I don't. And so I just want to let you know. And of course now I hate that I say it, because now you're going to go searching. And that's okay. I don't care. I don't care. I just don't need to hear about it. I just don't. So And I just want to let you know that I do delete. So save yourself the typing time and just don't bother saying anything. Nobody gets to see that. Even though you're seeing it, nobody else sees it unless I push it through. Even if it's just held in review. When I delete it, then you won't see it anymore. Wherever you commented. I guess maybe I could stop, right? And I'll have not such a long video to edit, and I'm going to start doing some crocheting. You're being such a good boy, because he didn't go roll around in the anise and get stoned. That's what it's like. I just sat, leaned against the front of my car. I didn't go down to where that patch is, and he just stayed near me. So he didn't roll once anywhere. So that's why he's feeling better. Come over here. Come over here. Let's turn around and say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. Oh, look at me. I'm such a big dog. I play with big dogs. I saw the Great Dane's name was Finn, and I didn't get the other one's name. But I hope we can go there and see them again. I wish our apartment complex had a little fenced-in area with a couple of park benches, because I know the women who have small dogs, you know, we could be like every day at 11 o'clock or 3 o'clock or whenever, you know, we'll go meet at the dog park. There's plenty of room at the complex that they could do that, and we would love that. Yeah, your favorite right now is Chenille. You love Chenille so much. She loves you. When I take him out, Chenille is in the next building and upstairs, so she has an outdoor, a second story like patio. And she lets Chenille out just so Chenille can breathe fresh air. So whenever Rocket goes out, he runs over there just to look up to see if Chenille is outside. Just like Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, and sometimes she's there and you guys bark at each other. You tell each other you love each other, huh? That's what you do, huh? Oh, mwah. That's another thing. If we had a house, I almost think I'd have to get Rocket a dog. And then if something happens to Rocket, we would still have a dog, even though I don't want another fucking dog. I didn't want this dog. I didn't want any more dogs because I take it so hard. People can die. I'm okay. Dogs, no. I never get over it. I don't know. When I think of all my relatives are dead, I mean, I have a brother and a sister, but I'm saying everybody above, everybody. I had so many aunts and uncles. My father, his father was in a family of 14, and and they all stayed and lived in Sanford, Maine. My father knew all his uncles and all his cousins, and we used to go visit all kinds of people as a kid. I mean, we were always gone. And all those relatives are dead. Even cousins. My first cousins, some of them died. I don't know. Yeah? 2 brothers. Yeah? Yeah. Alright, baby. I love you so much. Oh, you don't know how much. Okay, enough. I'm gonna hang up now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye. Oh, and do tell me, does your family talk about death? We talked about death at the dinner table. It was always a funny subject. And are you okay with saying to people, you know you're dying, right? One day? Can you imagine, though? I think of things like this, like somebody giving birth and having a baby, and you go, oh, a new death. How lovely. People would think you're fucking nuts to say stuff like that.